President Donald Trump is now saying that he did not sign the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, invoking a law that allows him to deport people that he sees as being enemies of the country, a law that's only been invoked 3 times in the history of our country. And this is leaving people's heads spinning after just last week, Donald Trump did in fact sign the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, and his signature is on the paper and it's in the registry where executive orders signed by the president go. So either this is Donald Trump trying to backpedal and play dumb to get himself out of any potential political fallout of this battle with Judge Bossenberg, or this is the latest example of Donald Trump being completely senile and having mush for brains and not knowing his head from his you-know-what. But before we look at that, I'm Max Lopez. This is The Blue Wave. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share with someone who's into politics. It helps the algorithm and get my channel out to more and more people. So let's go over here to Mediaite, where it says here, Trump says he wasn't the one who invoked the Alien Enemies Act. Other people handled it. Donald Trump is pleading ignorance amid questions about his deportation of Venezuelan immigrants to El Salvador. Last week, the Trump administration invoked the 1798 Alien Enemies Act to expedite the deportations of individuals it claims are violent criminals. The act had only been invoked 3 times during the War of 1812 and both World Wars. Before boarding Marine One on Friday, Trump took questions from reporters. Fox News senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy asked the president for his reaction to comments by Bossenberg in a hearing just hours earlier, where the judge said the policy ramifications of this are incredibly troublesome and problematic and concerning. It doesn't sound like this judge, who the DOJ was arguing with today about the deportation flights. He wants to know why the proclamation was signed in the dark, his words, and why people were rushed onto planes. Because we want to get criminals out of our country, number one, Trump replied. And I don't know when it was signed because I didn't sign it. Other people handled it. But Marco Rubio's done a great job and he wanted them out. And we go along with that. We want to get criminals out of the country. Later, Aaron Burnett struck a skeptical tone and held up a copy of the order. He said he didn't sign it, she said. I'm sorry. That is his signature, right? Aaron, that is his signature, replied CNN's Jeff Zanelli. And that is in the Federal Register. And that is where all of these executive orders that the president signs goes. So they did sign it last weekend. The White House talked about that openly on Saturday evening. So what the heck's going on here? Donald Trump is forgetting about executive orders that he just signed the previous week, 2 months into his presidency. Where's the outrage? Where's all the people that jumped on Biden's back every single time that he, God forbid, Biden stuttered? You know, the guy who dealt with his stutter his entire life. God forbid Biden would stutter. It would be played on Fox News on a loop for 24 hours straight, with everybody in the right saying how Biden is not fit to be in office because of he stuttered or because of this one particular gaffe. But meanwhile, we got Trump here signing draconian laws into effect and invoking them. But then a week later saying, oh, I didn't sign that. Someone else handled that. Dude, you're the president. You're the president. You're the one that's supposed to sign off on anything that your administration is doing. So let's go over here to the whitehouse.gov website, where on March 14th, you can see here, it says, invocation of the Alien Enemies Act regarding the invasion of the United States by Tren de Agrawal is a designated foreign terrorist organization with thousands of members, many of whom have unlawfully infiltrated the United States and are conducting irregular warfare and undertaking hostile actions against the United States. As President of the United States and Commander-in-Chief, it is my solemn duty to protect the American people from the devastating effects of this invasion. Now, therefore, I, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America, by the authority vested in me by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, including the Alien Enemies Act, hereby proclaim and direct as follows. And then it says here that the Alien Enemies Act is activated, essentially. One of the things that is stipulated. So what the heck's going on here? What the heck? Trump seems to be losing it already because he's saying that he didn't sign the act, but there's a White House press release. And in fact, the White House press secretary even did a press conference talking about how Donald Trump was invoking that act. So, did Trump forget? Is he senile? Is this the latest example of him being completely mush for brains? You pick, right? Who knows? Because these people have already been deported. There's already been people that have been deported on planes to El Salvador based on Trump's signing of this act that he is now saying that he did not sign. And on another topic, a man was deported to El Salvador for his tattoos apparently being gang related to that Tren de Agrua gang, but apparently his tattoos had nothing to do with any gangs and were related to his affinity for the soccer club Real Madrid, being that this man was a professional soccer player. And if this doesn't show that we are way, way, way into fascism being a thing here in America, where Donald Trump can just up and just deport whoever the hell he feels like based on whatever the hell reason that he pulls out of his butt, look no further than this. So ABC News, man deported to El Salvador under Alien Enemies Act, the act that wasn't signed, because of soccer logo tattoo attorney. An attorney representing a migrant sent to El Salvador under the Alien Enemies Act says her client was deported due to a soccer logo tattoo, according to court declarations submitted Wednesday night. Lynette Tobin is representing Jose Reyes Barrios, a professional soccer player from Venezuela who protested the Maduro regime in February and March 2024 and was detained and tortured after one of the demonstrations. Barrios came to the U.S.-Mexico border legally through the CPB-1 app in September 2024, but has been accused of being a Tren de Agrua or TTA member and was detained at a facility under maximum security, Tobin said. The Biden administration expanded the use of the CPB-1 phone application to allow migrants to submit some background information and schedule appointments with immigration officials at points of entry. Officials would then determine if the person could be allowed into the country, some in order to submit an asylum claim. Donald Trump eliminated that feature during the first days in his office. The Department of Homeland Security has accused Barrios of having a gang-affiliated tattoo and claimed a photo of him showing him displaying gang signs. The tattoo in question showed a crown sitting on top of a soccer ball with a rosary and the word Dios, God, according to Tobin. A declaration from the tattoo artist confirmed that Barrios chose it because it was similar to the Real Madrid soccer team logo, the attorney said. According to Tobin, those alleged gang signs were the hand symbol for rock and roll and I love you in sign language. Tobin also said she submitted records from Venezuela that indicated Barrios had no criminal record in his home country and was employed as a professional soccer player and children's soccer coach. So this guy came to the United States legally. His tattoo artist confirmed the reason that he got those tattoos. His employment as a soccer player has been confirmed, which would make sense why he would get a tattoo that's related to something related to soccer. So, I mean, are we in a country of laws? Does the Constitution matter anymore? Or is Donald Trump, are we going to sit back as a country and allow Donald Trump to deport any person for any reason under the sun whatsoever? This is unconstitutional. This is illegal. And Donald Trump is a fascist, if that hasn't been made clear already. And Donald Trump will stop at nothing to make this country look exactly how he wants it to look and get rid of anybody that he thinks is undesirable. And it's not good. It's not good at all. We need to push back against this. We need to speak out about the blatant violation of the Constitution when people are being deported for things that the administration is just literally just pulling out of its you-know-what and making up. This should not be allowed to happen in the United States of America. This is shameful. This is outrageous. And something needs to be done about this.